Do not answer them. Your only answer and the only words that are coming out of your mouth is Ruto must go. If you have to sit down, sit. If you have to kneel, kneel. But just stay in groups. Be vigilant. And may God bless you. May God bless Africa. May God bless Kenya. But do not go out there on your own, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Very powerful explanation of how issues and the problems are systemic. And we are going to tear down those systems that are been erected to keep Africans, keep Kenyans perpetually in poverty from generations to generations. Our eyes are open, we are educated, and the time is now. The time is now. Ruto must go. Puppet of the West, IMF and World Bank must go. Drop that hashtag on the comment section, guys. Check it. The microphone is yours. How you doing?
Asante, Afro. Asante, I'm good. Very nice to be here. Thank you so much for keeping the fire burning, Afro. Every day you are here. And thank you to all the 2,517 people who are listening right now. This is not for nothing. Ninachekelea sana wale watu jana walikuwa wanasema ati moto imeisha. Did you guys have an opportunity to listen to the senators? Guys, the government is hearing. We know they are here. We know they are what are they called? Agents wako hapa, sellouts. And then muwaambie lazima waende. Ruto is the head of the snake. We are going for the head of the snake because we are liberating this country. Our Gen Zs, we are so proud of you guys. You have been killed, but you keep soldiering on. For me, I say keep pushing the hashtag. Afrocentric amesema, like each other, guys, follow each other, follow Afrocentric, follow Hannah, follow any of the speakers that are speaking. I'm doing my best to follow anybody who's given an opportunity to speak. Follow me back. Let us keep the fire burning. There was a quote that I retweeted. Kibaki aliuliza, you cannot get clever overnight. All of a sudden mumejua ya kwamba nyinyi ni wafisadi. Bure sana. Okay, our politicians, we have seen you for how long? Ruto made promises. They thought that we were stupid. We were not stupid. We knew what we were doing. You've gone around, you've cheated, alafu you tried to force down a finance bill. Nilisikia senators apparently were chanting at let them come wakiwa nje. Why did they not come to the streets? Now the Senate has been barricaded, Parliament has been barricaded, but by the way, guys, we've been invited to Senate. The Senate is free. Si tunaweza enda tuone. Keep chanting, we are peaceful. Like Hannah said, stay in groups, make sure you're connected, have friends around you. We love you guys, we don't want you to die. But we cannot cow down, we cannot step down. You heard the woman who explained yesterday that there were goons stealing for 2 hours. Bungei, IG police, Koome, you must go home. You cannot continue kukanyagia wananchi, kukosa kufanya kazi zenu, and you think that you're going to be safe. Shame on you. We will call you out, all of you. Guys, for those who are talking about, let us go to the Supreme Court, let us go. Yes, we know about this, but right now we have to remain focused. We have to stay on the path. Guys, the international press are watching. All those we've said occupy everywhere. We will occupy even the embassies. Embassies, don't think you're safe. Don't think that your darling Ruto is going to help you. We will come for you all. Africa is listening, guys. Africa, rise up. Cameroon, we've had you. We know mumeuziwa uoga. They've sold fear to you. They used to do the same for us. Keep fighting. Nigeria. I laughed, Hannah. Thank you for reminding us about the Ghanaian guy who said, Mutasalimiwa, you will be greeted. We are greeting our MPs. Walikuwa wanabeba millions na na bags. They carry millions of shillings in bags for fundraisers. You will all go home, guys, because the uprising cannot be stopped. This is how we keep it going, guys. Retweet. Let us make Ruto must go the top trending hashtag on Twitter. Viva. Let's keep the fight going. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for keeping the fire. Request the mic. Allow us to follow you. Don't be cowed, guys. Wakianza kutushika wale ambao wako Kenya, diaspora take over the spaces. Okay, there is no cowing down. Thank you so much, Afro. I yield the mic.
Thank you so much, Chege. I'll pass the microphone to NKT. NKT, karibu kwenye mic.
Thank you. Good morning, guys. Sijui kama mnanisikia.
Vizuri sana.
Nice. So, what I would like to say, guys, mi nimekuwa kwa barabara, tumekuwa frontline huko, tumekuwa huko watu wakikufa and all that. The spirit is still on. The spirit is still there. I won't lie to you. Some of us might lose our lives. Some of us might never go back home or go see our parents again. But ile honors wanapeanga military, sijui president, state honors, we do it to you on the ground. Tunakufunika na flags, tunakuimbia national anthem, even if they tear gas us. Guys, you have to remember what you're fighting here against. This is not just Ruto in your system. Napenda vile Babu wame come up na a strategy. I think that's what we should look up to next. We should come up with strategies. Also, Hannah amesema it's not just Ruto, it's a whole system. So remember, we can't stop. Hata wakirecord hizi mabill gani. Remember, hizo ni strategies of stopping us. It's a whole system we are fighting against. Tumesema tunataka a constitution, tunataka a government where CSs ni watu professional. Hatutaki watu wa barabara, sijui ya kina Murkomen au ni kina nani. Murkomen engineer. Has he studied anything about engineering? We want engineers to do these things. We want doctors to be CSs wa uko whatever health. We want teachers, we want scholars as CSs in education. Sio ujinga yenye wanatuletea watu corrupt to come and change systems and eat people's money. That's some bullshit, mazee. Hiyo we cannot stand for that. Now we have to remember this movement haikuanziwa only for maandamano. Tulikuwa pia tunasema tuna follow the constitution. So we always have to remember that we have to take our votes. Lazima wenye hawana kura, go take your votes. We have to change this country. We have to fight this system. And hiyo vote inaweza kuwa haitumiki saa hii, because saa hii tunatumia a different front in handling the system, but hiyo vote lazima itashughulika mahali. So if we want to change this na isiwaji repeat tena, please let us all go collect our voting cards. Let us all collect our votes. We have to do this, guys. Also, it appears ni kama nimejaribu ku go through the constitution. It appears ni kama hatuna a solution right now, because we need IEBC and yeah, Ruto ndo anafaa suggest names for the very parliament amecapture to vet and all that hulabaloo. So we know it won't work. So for now we have to press and don't stop. Trust me, guys, we are halfway there. Babu amesema pia those embassy guys, sijui IMF nini, we go demonstrate there pia, because hao watu ndio wanatuchezea. Those are the puppeteers. Ruto is just a puppet. This hashtag is just about a puppet. We need to also fight the puppeteers. Otherwise, viva the revolution. Let's keep going, maze. Kenya ni yetu. Hata hao MPs wenye tunaenda wanasema ati let them come. Sijui lini walikuwa the opposition, sijui lini waliacha kukua wa Kenya. Hiyo ni ujinga wanafanya huko ndani. But remember, this is greater than us. This is greater than any individual. This is greater than any movement, because this is God, mazee. Hii haijatoka anywhere. Hakuna mtu alituma watu waende kasalimia watu weekends. Tulisema Tuesday na Thursday. Watu wanaenda kwa watu kwa manyumba za watu weekends. Did anyone call spaces for that? This is God, mazee. So don't stop. We don't stop. We don't relent. We keep going. Viva the revolution. I yield the mic.
Thank you so much,
Hapo
NKT. Yeah.
hapo, unajua leo njaa inaniuma. Mimi hata nimeamka na njaa, so hata sitaki kuongea sana, but nimeamka na njaa. Anyway, kama mnajisikia,
Six ufanyiwe delivery, tukutumie delivery.
hebu nitumie delivery. Mie KFC sahii nataka kwenda tao, nitakuwa hapo Java Clyde, mnitumie ile Java Espresso sijui na ile
Good
ingine
morning,
ilikuwa gani?
everyone.
I'm speaking, man, Kasim. So guys, I'll say this. I think we've been saying this issue of streets, and it's no longer working. I said it yesterday somewhere. Why? It's because government imetupigana strategy, and they are using a very, very weird strategy. A strategy that some of us even can't cope up with. Just imagine somebody tells the president, go to the press. He goes to the press. He divides Kenyans into two who are demonstrating. They remain, we want dialogue. Others, we want to go to streets. It means the ones who will turn up the streets will be less. And then advises him, now, drop the finance bill, because that was the main slogan. They'll lose their focus, their train of thought. They'll remain divided again into two. Others will be, we already won with the finance bill. Now the last one tells him, tell the SRC to print notice saying that they are going to increase the salary so that our MPs can go out there and reject, so that we can now start gaining ground. Then another one tells him, Mister, go to Kericho, pay goons, let them re-erect the wheelbarrows that were put down in Eldoret and Kericho. They do that. People, the whole country is saying, after the drop finance bill, people are now coming back to say we want to have a conversation with the president. All that is strategy and PR. Now they came to X and paralyzed the whole of X. Why? People are here to gain followers. People are here for their stomachs. People are here for money. I know ex-influencers who, if I just call them right now na niwaambie, master, niko na tao tano sahi kwa hii mfuko, I want you to do for me something, they'll do. I've been in this digital industry for quite some time right now, and I understand how these people reason. So that is what the president beat us with, strategy. Right now, why are we going to streets without strategy? Why are we going for why are we going without, why are we operating without a strategy? Sometimes you need that strategy for you to go out there. You don't have to do whatever everybody is doing. You have to do what is right during that time. Right now, going on the streets, honestly, that is killing innocent souls. That will be killing. If we've seen a policeman, I was in town even on Tuesday. Nilikuwa maandamano. Somebody was shot right in front of me. And these are some of the things that we should be looking at. A policeman is willing to beat. Walipiga mumama mwenye ako na mimba hapo Koja. And I was so mad at that policeman, because ameachana na wale goons wanafunga barabara, wanarusha mawe kwa barabara chanting. And those were not Gen Zs who were chanting. You can differentiate between somebody who went out there on a peaceful protest and on a mission, and somebody who went on those streets to cause havoc. Why? When Manambas and these street kids got into this Maandamano thing, it now became something that cannot be controlled. Why? Are you going to trust somebody who doesn't have a home? Somebody who has nothing to lose? Somebody who doesn't know what we are fighting for? They were there, walikuwa wanafunga hizo barabara. They were the ones who were throwing stones in the middle of CBD. You can close Waiyaki Way, you can close Mombasa Road, you can close Thika Road. That one is to make sure that people don't go to town to get hurt. But huwezi funga katikati ya CBD. That one is now disrupting peace within the capital. So this Maandamano was infiltrated by things, but We should agree all. We won, whereby we got the finance bill dropped. Now, what is the second strategy that we should be doing? Second strategy is paralyzing the government by its legs. Ruto is the head. He's just a shell on top. And that shell can get weakened if we just knock it by the legs. And how are we going to do that? That is now going for his cabinet, going for his MPs, going for the embassies. The moment you touch there, Ruto is paralyzed. Why? He has to get advice from this cabinet. Let us go and ask an audit from these cabinets. Let us go know what have they been doing, what work have they been doing. Duale is deploying army. Has he followed the right procedure to deploy army? Police have been taken to Haiti. Why? And yet our own we can't fight bandits in Kerio Valley. So that is what we should be going for right now. The moment we paralyze the MPs, the 204 MPs who voted yes are the ones we should be going for right now. You finish with those MPs, Ruto has no power. He will only remain a person. He will only remain somebody up there so that we can now get rid of him in 2027. The other thing, what is the second strategy? Civic education. Let us educate everyone. Yesterday, I had a long conversation with somebody. Uh, who was telling me this. In 2017, they were educated in that the Kikuyu nation had only one slogan: Kamwana must be president. And that is what we need right now. They used to go for Mugithi, and jamaa wa Gita kwanza anasimamisha anawaambia mjue mission ni Turaku. Lazima mtu wetu akwe hapo. And that is what we should be doing right now. Even hata ukienda wapi, hata watoto wa shule wanafaa kuwa najua saizi Ruto must go in 2027. That is the movement that we should be going right now. We should go on those streets and tell our parents they are the ones who will still vote. Right now, we can't remove a sitting president. That is a war we will not, we are not going to win. Where is the IBC? Those are some of the things we should be asking ourselves right now. Even if we are going out there to chant Ruto must go, at what extent? Yes, we've gone for Maandamano. So the best thing is civic education. Go out there, educate our parents, and now tell them it's time. We are now tired with this. If you know what is good for this country, maybe we will be out there we will be here for the next 10 to 20 years. And what is good for this country is us having a leader who is going to listen to both sides, not tribal. Imagine a whole cabinet being with friends because he's rewarding loyalty. We don't want somebody who will reward loyalty. There's a point I wanted to disagree with the previous speaker. Sometimes, I think it is policy makers versus experts. Sometimes, yes, I understand some positions need experience and understanding of government and the ground, but some really need experts. We had experts like Magoha, but they didn't perform well according to me as how I expected them to perform. They were more of authoritative and arrogant. We need somebody now who understands both sides. What do citizens want? What will the government get? And what can we put on the table to make these two ends meet? And how are we going to develop this? So, guys, I just call for civic education. Strategy number 2, paralyze Ruto by his feet and let the head remain. Thank you. Anyways, mi niko na njaa hana, niko na njaa afro, Java Expresso ni tao.
Thank you 6000 for your submission. I'll give the microphone to Field Marshal. Field Marshal, karibu kwenye mic.
Okay, thank you very much, Afrocentric. I want to greet everybody. Spacing from Nigeria. I want to say a very big thank you and encourage all Kenyans that you are doing a very wonderful thing. And I think the title given to Nigeria should be given to Kenya, the giant of Africa, if not for anything, but for this you have done. You need your name in the timelines of the world. And I want to encourage Africans in general. It is now time for all Africans to rise up. They are afraid. The system is afraid. You see this neo-colonialism that is bringing Africa down. We need to fight it. So everybody, we need to join hands, borrow a leaf from Kenyans, and let us fight this neo-colonialism that is pulling Africa down. Kenyans, you have gotten your country back. Don't give up. Don't give up. Go there and rip all of them off. Rip all of them off. We are right behind you. We are supporting you. Like what our sister said, Hannah said about the Ghanaian MPs. They are hearing and they know. It's just so unfortunate that we have not taken this stand for a long time, but we all need to support ourselves. Support our. If you're not a Kenyan here, you are outside. Please add your voice. Retweet the message. The system must change. End neo-colonialism in Africa. The problem we're having is the neo-colonialism. If it ends, you will see our leaders will sit up. Our leaders will sit up. You understand what I'm trying to say? So let us look at the root cause of our problem in Africa and then kick that root cause out. If not, we'll keep having recurring problems over and over. Once the foreign influence is out of Africa, you will see that development will begin to come, because the thing is, those foreign influences are taking our natural resources and leaving crumbs for us. So by the time we end that partnership, I think Africa will be great. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Authentic. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, everybody. You're doing a great job, and we are all behind you. Together, we'll save Africa. Africa, we are brothers. There is no much difference from us. We are all one. Let us join hands and wash out the evil that is beseeching us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Phil Marshall, brother, all the way from Nigeria, standing in solidarity. Guys, if we have Africans all the way in West Africa standing solidarity, please, if you're staying at home, if you're in Kenya, and I mean, if you're in the country and you're not supporting this cause, I'm telling you, you're betraying your brothers and sisters. Guys, we can have, you can already feel the difference in the political space. The senators, the way they're talking, even the way Cheriot was talking, he apologized to the nation. Guys, we are, we, we have the government by its balls. They are going to give us good governance, and we are peaceful. They should stop killing us. Wale wanatuzia woga, wanatuambia tutapigwa. In fact, there are two spaces I hosted last Thursday and Tuesday, and we were infiltrated. They picked up the mic, wakaanza kutuambia, started saying, hey guys, people are being shot, trying to direct. That's a tactic they use. You get into town, hey, mtu ameuliwa huko, someone has been shot, because they know. I'm telling you, corruption fights back, power fights back. But we are beyond these PR games, this PR stance, this psychology. We're in a psychological warfare too. They are trying to give us a lot of sideshows. For the police to go after a pregnant woman and leave goons to loot a store and pillage a store for 2 hours, it is to instill fear like, hey, we will deal with this if we come on the streets, but we have strength in our unity, strength in numbers, and viva to the revolution, viva to the movement. In fact, wanatuwekea kuni. Ndo tumeanza. We are just getting started. So
Kabisa,
Cheriot,
Afro wakumbushe walikataa pesa. Since when did MPs refuse money? Walikataa pesa jana.
imagine. Javan, Mike is yours, karibu.
Vipi Afrocentric na the host and everyone.
Salama
Tuko
salama.
fiti.
Tuko poa.
Yeah, thank guys manze, nyinyi mmefanya kazi poa sana under these spaces, and I want to tell kina, CS Nduale, who is saying that these spaces are not bearing fruits. It is through these spaces that we have created advocacy of good governance. It is through these spaces that we have been able to identify what is healing this nation. And it's through these spaces that we are coming up, trying to offer solutions that we take this country to the next level of political stability and economic prosperity. Therefore, anybody who feels that these spaces are not bearing fruits, then he is in for a rude shock, because what is coming in the coming days, it might be bigger than what we saw in the past. And if they are saying these spaces are not fruitful, then why did the government drop the finance bill? Why are members of parliament not coming to the ground, especially those who supported the finance bill? I saw one saying that she is afraid of going to Muranga because the ground is hostile. Therefore, these spaces have brought forth good fruits, and we should celebrate everybody who is coming up to fight for good leadership, and holding the government to account and asking for development and everything that will bring a better country for all of us, not a country for a few greedy individuals, and we leave other Kenyans in their needy state with nobody to help them. That said and done, I think from where I sit, we need an overhaul, restructuring of our leadership, and we need to start with the political party space in this country, because for the longest time since the inception of the multi-party in 1992 to date, we have seen political party coercing around an individual. They are more of personality cults. They are more of profit-making organizations. We don't have political parties that champion for something progressive in terms of development, in terms of addressing the needs of its people. Therefore, as we move forward, we need to come up with political parties that are not individual owned, political parties that are mwananchi owned, like what we have in the United States today. The Democrats are thinking of replacing Joe Biden, but that cannot happen in Kenya. It will be so it will be shocking. It will be even awkward to hear ODM members saying that they want to replace Raila Odinga as their presidential candidate, or the UDA party saying that they are planning to replace William Ruto as their party leader. It will not happen, because these individuals who own this party and they have the final say. That is why today our parliament is full, is filled with sycophants, because these political party leaders ditch these party nominations to their sycophants, to people who hero worship them, to people who sing praise, and to them. That is why we have a legislature that is not working. When you look at how the party nominations are given, you will see that the party leader has the final say. It's either you buy the party ticket, or they will give the party ticket to a person who they can manipulate, thus denying young people who have ideas, who have policies to take this country to the next level, a chance to be in the parliament, a chance to be in the county assembly. Therefore, if we must address the leadership of this country, we must address the role of political party in this country. We saw it in Nandi Hills, where Alfred Keter was denied the UDA party, parliamentary nomination certificate, despite the fact that he had won the primaries. Therefore, this kind of corruption in our political party is part of the problem that we need to address. And if we will be able to conclusively address the issue of political participation in this country, we will deal with the issue of political kingpinship. Because when you go to Mount Kenya, they are talking about a political kingpin. When you go to Rift Valley, they have a political kingpin. When you go to Nyanza, they have Raila Odinga as their political kingpin. When you go to other regions, they have these tribal kingpins. If we need also to address the issue of ethnic, balkanization, elected based on their ethnic ground, who are not elected because of their tribe, who are not elected because of their region, but guys who are elected on what they offering in terms of their manifesto and the ideas that they have. Number two, we need to have a seamless process of recalling members of parliament and other elected leaders. The process of recalling or removing from office a member of parliament is so compared is so stiff that it's rigorous, it takes a lot of time, it is tedious. We need a process where if a member of parliament has failed to perform as the constituents, we can come up with the process of recalling them and removing them from office seamlessly without so much struggle. And number three, we also need to address the issue of salaries of members of parliament. Today, the main reason why people are getting into politics is to enrich themselves, is to create wealth, is to get money. If we can detach the issue of money from our politics and make political or elective positions as any professional, career where you are paid, enough money to keep you going, not enough money to enrich yourselves and to do other stuffs, then we'll be able to have people who have genuine desires to lead coming up into this position of leadership. 90% of the guys who are in parliament today, they are not there because they have a calling to lead. They are there because the main reason that put them motivated them is money. These guys are paid way much high compared to other developed countries. Therefore, it's high time we reduce the amount of money we give to our elective leaders so that we can have genuine people coming up into these uh, spaces. And finally, young people of this country, it is high time we come out in large numbers. This issue of making noise, when we have elected leaders, it should be past us. We should be making noise before electing these leaders and making sure that when we come to the electioneering time, we come out in large numbers. It is in this country. This country where young people, most of them who are on the streets, they don't have a voter's card, despite them having attained the legal age to vote. Therefore, going forward, we must mobilize young people to come out in their thousands, in their millions to register as voters, because it is only in the ballot where we will have a change. It is only in the ballot where we'll have we will elect the leaders that we want. It's only in the ballot where we can have a government that is working. You see, that is how we will keep this country moving. Therefore, it's high time as we move to 2027, let's all come in large numbers, register as voters. And when we are voting, let's vote for people. Let's look for their track record. Let's look what they have offered. And that is how we take this country to the next level. Thank you so much, Afrocentric and the speakers. Let's keep these conversations going.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Afro. Just 2 minutes. Guys, tuko hapa wengi. We are many of us. And that on the comment section, we still 748 hashtags trend that have been done. Please keep your fingers clicking while you're waiting, while you're listening. And one more quick thing. But let's not think about 2027. Let's think about how today you're going out there, how to look out for those goons, how to keep safe. Let's hear from people who are getting ready to go out there. Let's keep the conversation about today. Tomorrow, God is there. Today, what is going to happen? What's going on the ground? I can see in Kirote all the way from Meru, I think. I'm not sure if I remember it correctly. She'll tell us what happened. Did they going out and so on and so forth. Thank you, Java. But now saying that the focusing on their salary and all that shenanigans for me is rubbish. Some MPs, when they're asking to go to the office, they spend something that they would have earned in 5 years in one election. What does that mean now? It means it's not about their salary. It's about what they get, the deals they make, the money that they're extortioning from the public coffers. That is what it is. So what are our chances? Our chances is what? It's very simple. Make politics unattractive. Politics is very attractive to them now because atatumia pesa yenye angeearn 5 years in one election time just to make sure he gets to that seat. And guess what, guys? Ruto himself told you guys, if you were listening, it's out there. People are elected because they're resourceful. He said it himself. It's not because they're going there to work for you or deliver for you. No, they're elected because they're resourceful. and they pour those resources into the election. Once they get into the seat, then they have to get their money back, every penny of it. And guess what? That money belongs to you. That money should have gone to vaccinating the little kid. That money should have gone to the school lunch, breakfast. That money should have gone to build the public hospitals. That money should have gone to building those roads, bringing electricity to your village, and so on and so forth. So the focus is what? Kill the snake from the head. Back to you, Afrocentric.
Afro, just a second to echo on what Anna said. Just a second. You see, uh, I had a conversation with my boss last week, and there is one thing he told me that there is no rich man who thinks about his subjects. Why? If Ruto wakes up in the morning, what he thinks is, how am I going to make more money? Then he will take a trip to China, go sign a deal that will benefit his family, a deal that will protect his property. Are you people aware that Sudi has the deal of supplying timber in the whole country, which has been leading to deforestation? Go just do research. Yesterday, I had a conversation also with someone who told me he has been with these people doing these deals. And this person, Sudi can go to Timboroa and give somebody a deal to go and cut timber. Huko ndo hiyo pesa inatoka, hiyo pesa chafu. Other people, we are also supporting a government whereby we are facing people wenye wameweka wash mbele. Do you think Karauri was voting yes because of his company SportPesa? No. Karauri is just a CEO. He doesn't own that company. Hana shares. Karauri yako tu pale kama nini the face. He's being used by those investors wenye SportPesa to protect SportPesa. If the gaming industry tax inaenda kupandishwa, ilikuwa inapandishwa from 12% to 20%, why do you think a sane person would vote yes? That means kampuni za gaming industry ilikuwa inaenda kuumia sana. I've been working for the gaming industry now for a year now, and I'll tell you, walikuwa wanaenda kuumia sana. But that guy was voting yes to protect his property. And that is what we should know. There is no rich man out here who thinks about his subjects. That's why I've said, go work on the strategy, then come back stronger. That one will work. Thank you, Afro. Sorry for disrupting.
Thank you, 6,000. I'll give Tabi a chance to give an input. Tabi, karibu kwenye mic. Tabi, can you hear me? Maskai, go ahead. Tabi can't hear us. Go ahead, Maska, as you fix her mic. Maskai.
Hello guys, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Well, first of all, we condone with the families, the people that have lost their loved ones. We really take time to say pole sana and may they rest in peace. Mine will be very brief because a lot has been said and you can't really add anything on top of what has been said. I'll try to be more idealistic as I put my point across. But regardless of how idealistic I am, it's only action that can bring the change that we want. So number one, we should understand that the infiltration into the protests is a show of how most of the people are not yet enlightened, and enlightened in terms of understanding what is not working. Because why would somebody be paid 1,000 shillings to go and disrupt something that will bring benefit from a generational point of view, and you're just thinking about now. So we have few elements that really need to be educated, and a shift of mindset is going to be very, very important. Uh, we need also to understand that they can play the game, yeah, 92, and that's why they've been asking so much who are the leaders to the Gen Z movement, because they want to single out a few and empower them, give them money so that they become sellouts. And that's what politics in Kenya has become. You become a sellout, then you prosper at the expense of everybody else. So the fact that it has been retained, that it is leaderless, I think that is very, very important and should be maintained as such, because Ruto himself is a product of such opportunities. As somebody has said, walimuona tu akiwa uni, and they picked him up, and that's how he has ended up being a president. So they're trying to single out people who they confront, and then they get to high places at the expense of the people who are down here. And I think that one should be fought. Two things we have to choose: are we going to go the British way, or are we going to go the French way? The British way is reforms, where you're given bits of something, hoping that the whole thing will change. Or will we go the French way and say total change, overhaul of everything? Because that is going to be something that is going to be, it might be protracted, take quite some time, but we must sustain the momentum, because once the vision catches fire, nobody can stop. And they say you cannot fight an idea whose time has come. Nobody instigated it, it just came out. It means it's something that its time has come. So we have to be faithful to that moment, faithful to that moment, and take it up and make sure that it comes to pass. And we must avoid the Jacobins, because the Jacobins want to come in and cause chaos so that we lose focus of the greater mandate. So mine is just to encourage us that as we go out, let's put the vision ahead. We want a Kenya that works. We want a Kenya that delivers. As President Obama would say, we've inherited this land from our future generations. So what are we going to hand them? Not what we are going to get now. What are we going to hand them? So that should be our driving motto, that even as we fight, we're not fighting for bare minimum. We are fighting for an overhaul. And sometimes it's had to be painful for some time, but we have to endure the pain now so that we can reap the fruits later on. So mine is just to say, Viva, let's continue, and let's have a shift of mindset. We really have to have that shift of mindset to see that the new that is coming is in the dying old. So for the moment that the dying old is dying, the new might not be seen, but it is in there. We have just to search for it and bring it to light. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pascal. Tabi, can you now hear us? Tabi, I'm running out of time. I want to drop the space.
Yes, yes, I can hear
Go
you
ahead,
now.
go ahead.
I'm not, I think I had a problem with my speaker. I was not hearing anyone speak, but I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
You can
Yes, we
hear
can.
me? All right. Thank you very much. I have listened the number of you earlier before my speaker went off. And you could clearly see there is something that is going on even in this cycle. People are trying to kill the momentum. Yeah, people are trying to kill the momentum that we are defeated. We cannot defeat Ruto. We cannot do this. In everything, there is always a negative side and a positive side. So if you're trying to look for a negative part of these demos, you will always get. If you try to look for reasons to quit, there's so many reasons to quit. All you need to do is find that one reason to keep you going. What will keep us going? The momentum we have right now is that we need to redeem our country. We need to redeem back our lives. Our future is at stake. The moment we let these people say we cannot hold, we have a constitution to follow, are they even following the constitution? The person who took an oath to protect, to follow the constitution, is he himself upholding the constitution that we are all here drumming, oh, we must follow the law? Is he first of all following the law? The fact that there is no IEBC in place, that is already breaking the law. And do you expect Ruto to put up a structure that we will use to remove him in power? Do you expect him to do so? No. An example is let's look at Sri Lanka. Did they follow the constitution to remove their president? Is there any constitution in the world that allows the citizens to overthrow the president? I think we have to understand that the law is our servant. We are the master. It is the law that should serve the people, not the people to serve the law. Once we put ourselves under the law, it means that those who made the law, which are the political class, will always dominate over us. And that is why everything in Kenya is working against the citizens and the rich continue becoming rich. It is because the law has been designed for them. Yeah. A good example is a guy who was charged, I don't know, 10 million, just in the midst of this uproar, just to show us a middle finger that, you know what, impunity will always win. In the midst of this uproar, they come up with an increase of GNPs. In the midst of this uproar, there was a computer error in NHIF. In the midst of this uproar, there was stealing of fertilizer in the mid-sea. What is that trying to, what kind of message are they trying to tell us? That impunity will win any day, anytime. So it is not about us to think about we are losing. We have 1,000 reasons to feel weak. We have 1,000 reasons to give up. We just need that one reason to keep us going. And the reason is our future. Are we tired? If we are tired, then this is the main reason that we must keep the movement going on. We cannot allow ourselves to cow back, because once we start buying the fear, once we start saying that the Ruto is, and we cannot throw Ruto right now, what are we saying? That we stay with him for another, because in 2027, who will tell you that he will not buy all of you, the whole movement? He has already divided us. So if we give him more time, we'll give him more time to buy more. We'll give him more time to kill those who are not votable. Like a majority of you cannot be compromised. What will happen to you? Your lives is at risk. He will come for you. Yeah. So we are not safe either way. Going back, so the only way we can forge forward is to make sure we shake him. We shake him, paint him as a bloodthirst person, paint him as the killer, the leader of the goons. Yeah, the police were there looking at the goons destroying properties. In the full glare of camera, the police were pulling back, not touching the real goons, but going for innocent, pregnant women. Who does that? So the moment we give this guy more time, we buy that narrative of, oh, we have to follow, we have no IEBC. IEBC is, Ruto has to appoint it. Do you think he will appoint a structure that will come after him? No, he won't. So we really need to find one reason to keep the movement going forward. We have to learn how to prevent the intruders from taking away the good things that we have already started. The intruders are the people that are being infiltrated into the movement. How do we get away from them? How do we bar them from getting into our movement? I like the way there was a guy called Babu who talked earlier on, trying to befriend, because Ruto has already infiltrated into us. We also need to find ways to filtrate into his army. How do we befriend? The soldiers are our relatives. These are our brothers and sisters in the army. Police are not foreigners. These are Kenyans who are also going the same hardships that we are going through. How can we make them come on our side? And now paint the picture that this is the guy that is eating, that is drinking the blood of our young men and women. That is the main thing that we should focus, because If we say we need dialogue, to dialogue with who? Does he even understand your language? Does he? Because our language is, we need systems to work. Does Ruto understand how systems work? Look at his cabinet. Look at the things that are facing our country, even to an extent of packing sand to sell to a farmer. What language? How can you even sit on the same table? What are you going to discuss with that person? It has the audacity to pack sand to sell to a farmer. What are you going to tell him? That we don't want this? Because in him, he's already rotten. There is no soul in that person. So there is no way you're going to talk to any sense to him. So in terms of communication, first of all, we are talking a totally different language. For them, they know the language of dealership. How do we get more money? That is their language. And we don't understand that language. Our language is, how do we make our systems work? How do we make education system work? For them, they don't know that. They know if there is a school to be constructed, who is given that contract? That is their language, And how much is it? They even allocate you 10 million to construct one class, and one class will cost maybe 900,000. So that is their language, and that is not ours. So there is no day that we'll ever communicate because we have no common ground. We have nothing in no common ideals with them. So there is no day that we'll ever sit with them and say, we have understood what you need, and you have no. We are talking in totally different frequencies. Yeah. So let us keep the momentum going. I like the hashtag that Ruto must go. We need just to add more hashtag that this is a bloodthirsty leader. He is drinking our blood. He is the one, he's the leader of the goods. Paint that to all the media houses, to everywhere. Go to the World Bank and IMF. They are the one funding him. They're the one making him take the glory. Like leader is a this guy is a hero. A hero of doing what? Of killing innocent people? No, we cannot stay in this mode. We must find a way to get him out. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your submission, guys. I want to drop the space. We want to go on the streets and occupy everywhere. So if I'm giving you the mic, I'm not adding any new speakers, guys. No new speakers. I'm just clearing the speaker rack right now, and then we hit the streets, guys. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. We have a mission today. Today is D-Day. So, Kirote, mic is yours. Kirote.
Good morning. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm clear. First of all, I want to pass my appreciation to everyone who has put their efforts to make sure we've achieved something. It's really something. Apart from the finance bill being dropped, we've also seen a progressive effects of our demos and our voices. Tumeziona pia kwa Senate nini, so yeah, the pressure is working and we have something to be proud of. And secondly, I am in the village and every day I'm coming across conversations, views, and let me tell you, hey, we have a long way to go. You see, there's this day I was coming from Mero Town, I was heading home, and there's this particular guy. He is in his 50s, well dressed. He looked decent, like alikuwa anakaa msi amesoma. You know what I mean? Only to hear his opinion kama tuko very. I actually decided to pass some information to the people who are in the matatu. I've never been that courageous before, so nikamua wacha niwaambie one or two yenye iko kwa finance bill and why we are against it. Hata kabla nimalize tu introduction, the man who's like the age of my dad, although my dad is older, akaanza and is like hawa watu naona wakienda huko kwa street Nairobi ni wanafunzi wa UON na KU, hata ziko karibu kufungwa, warudi nyumbani, wawache kusumbuana na serikali. Wow. And he didn't stop at that. He was like, watoto wangu, they are very busy. They have work to do. They don't have time to waste in town, you know. I didn't know what to say. I was breathing fire. And I looked at him and told him, sisi wenye tuko kwa street tunapigana ni kwa sababu tumesoma na hatuna kazi, na wengine pia tumesoma na tuko na kazi, but then we deal with taxes and others wana like us. And he was like, we are here in the village. I don't know what to say, but I and I told him he has to stop dragging us from fighting for so that is it, guys. And one of the gentlemen hapo alikuwa anaongea, unajua watoto hawajui wanafanya nini, lakini kama tumewasaidia. So jana I heard someone saying he's 33 anasema maandamano ni ya
Krote, you don't have network. You are really going in and out of network. We are missing the whole.
we have a long way to go. That's my point for now.
Ngiroto ulikuwa na katika kweli, lakini good luck if you're going out there. I only remember her that she's from Meru because my classmate's name was Ngirote. So, Afro, back
Thank
to
you,
you.
guys. I'm trying to close this space. Lively Pandit, Livy Pandit. Are you there?
Na wafikishe hiyo hashtag kwenye comment section. Fikisheni 1000 jameni.
Ruto
The
must go.
next few
Ruto
minutes.
must go, guys. Push.
Please, Ruto must go on that hash on the comment section.
Lively, can you hear me? No. Ebu, I'm asking if he can hear you.
Who is it, Leslie?
Livy Pandit.
I can hear you.
Pundit.
Yeah. Go
It's
ahead.
Levi Pandit.
Go ahead. 2 minutes, guys.
Hello, guys.
Go ahead.
Hello, guys. I hope you can hear me well.
Yes.
Loud and clear. Go on.
So this is what I have to say. Nimekaa kwa hii conversation since ianze. I've heard what people have had to say since hiyo time ilianza. Na like kuna mtu ameongea, I think alikuwa Tabi or someone alisema like people are asking the reasons why tunafaa kwenda kwa streets, the reasons why tunafaa kuendelea kufanya whatever we are doing, to push whatever we are pushing every day. Like ukiamka hii country, like kama youth, kama Kenyan mwenye ako aware of what your rights are or what you deserve, unapata more reasons why unafaa kudemonstrate, why unafaa protest against this regime, this government. Like jana I didn't know, nilikuwa naishi around Rex, jana ilikuwa memorial yake. Nilipita around social hall walikuwa wanafanya memorial yake, like so nikaanza kujiuliza, did this guy have to die? Why did he have to die? And many other Kenyans that have lost their lives, did they have to die? And if now the conversation ni wamekufa, and this person mwenye alikuwa at the center of these murders, anatuambia he wants a conversation with us. He keeps buying bloggers who push his agenda, buying some young people to push his agenda of wanting to kill this movement, wanting to silence us.